Hey, thanks for making it to Veterans Info Tap. I really appreciate you making it. Look, the PACT Act has really been focused on veterans, and there's been a lot of attention for veterans seeking those benefits, those presumptive benefits. What I wanted to throw out is, look, if you are the surviving spouse of a veteran who has passed away due to a presumptive condition, you may be qualified for dependency indemnity compensation. And that is very, very helpful. I know that I've seen firsthand situations where, you're going through the roughest time of your life. And when you compound that with financial issues, it's the burden is one that is very, very heavy. So it's really important to understand all the different sort of surviving spouse benefits that are out there for you. I've done benefits videos on benefits for surviving spouses, specifically dependency indemnity compensation, the dollar figures, how it adds up. Basically, there's a base amount. I can't remember the numbers off the top of my head, $1,600 or so per month. Then there's add-ons for different things, for children, for if you were married for a certain period of time, this and that, whatever. So, I mean, you could realistically get into the mid-2000s range of this tax-free benefit that is often forgotten. So the important piece here to understand is a couple things. One, if your spouse, now here's the world of the VA, right? So, or just veterans benefits as a whole, there's so much nuance. There is so many little things that are different for everybody's story and everybody's situation, and figuring out how to navigate through it can be very difficult. And it's hard to explain every single situation. It's impossible to explain every single situation that could arise for a specific benefit. So I try to be general and try to give some sort of variation through the videos. That's why they get a little bit lengthy, because I'm kind of hitting it from different angles along the way. So I apologize for that. By the way, hit the thumbs up for me, subscribe, share with a friend, all that good stuff. I appreciate it. So for surviving spouses who are let's say that the veteran, right, who has passed away, never filed anything with the VA. Ever. Nothing. No VA benefits whatsoever. So that's going to put the surviving spouse in a even worse position, because they have very little awareness of what the VA has to offer at all. So hopefully these types of videos, not just mine, but anybody who does these, land in front of somebody who either knows somebody who needs it or they need it themselves. That's the first step. So if that veteran has passed away and never ever was connected to the VA, can you, as a surviving spouse, still qualify for dependency indemnity compensation? Yes. Yes, you can. And in fact, if you filed a claim in the past and were denied, can you refile a claim for the same condition? Yes. Yes, you can. You could take as many bites of that VA apple as you would like. You could file over and over to your heart's content. Now, if you keep filing the same thing without any new evidence, then you're going to get the same result, more than likely. Now, there's a couple things to think about, specifically with the PACT Act and the idea of presumptive conditions is really simple. The PACT Act has established a whole list of different cancers. Cancers are not good. And those cancers may have been the cause of death. The other thing to think about is in regard to the dependency indemnity compensation is you need either the cause of death, and this isn't even all the way true, because there's exceptions to this. So, but this is specific for a veteran who's never been connected. So you would need the cause of death to be a condition on the presumptive list, as I'm using these presumptives, or the condition on the presumptive list needs to be a contributing cause on the death certificate. Many people don't know that there is a section on the death certificate, right, that says cause of death, and then it's whatever it is. Then there could be another one over here that has contributing causes to death. So let's use a Vietnam veteran for an example. Vietnam veteran irritated with the whole system, right? Many are, many still are, many were, many, right? And understandably so. You know what? Screw me, screw you attitude, and never filed for VA benefits. Passes away from a heart attack. Okay? Well, for PACT Act specifically, there's hypertension, high blood pressure, and there's ischemic heart disease as a presumptive in other legislation that was passed prior. So there you have two separate presumptive conditions, one on the PACT Act and one that was prior, that if the veteran was diagnosed for either one of those conditions, either one or both, could be added as contributing causes to the heart attack, right? So the heart attack was the cause of death, and then the ischemic heart disease or hypertension would then be, or both would be listed as contributing causes on the death certificate. Now, you have the evidence that's needed to be able to file a claim for that presumptive condition in the event that the veteran, in this case, served in Vietnam or was 12 miles, off for the Blue Water Navy folks. So you would need to prove that the veteran served in or near, Agent Orange prescribed areas, right? And that they had that diagnosed condition and that it was a contributing cause to the heart attack in that example. So now you would file that and the VA would look at it and they'd go, great, Vietnam veterans served in Vietnam, boots on the ground, got that, check. Diagnosed condition for hypertension, check. Diagnosed condition for ischemic heart disease, check. All right, death certificate, heart attack, got it. Contributing causes, both of those diagnosed conditions, perfect. Both of those diagnosed conditions are listed as presumptive conditions, check. Awarded claim for DIC, dependency indemnity compensation. So that's just one quick example. There's 1,000 examples, right? Another one would be is that the veteran had already had a condition, right, with the VA, was already rated, and then you could probably leverage off of that the same kind of methodology as in regard to either secondary conditions to get them there. You'd use the same thing as far as the death certificate is concerned. But the big point that I wanted to push here was the fact that the PACT Act created a whole list of conditions that may cause death or could potentially be a contributing cause to death. So with that, I'll end it there. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate you. And remember, if we don't take care of each other, something went wrong.